In a world filled with turmoil and challenges, seeking inner peace can seem like a daunting task. But did you know that the key to living calmly amid chaos lies in Stoic philosophy? This ancient way of life is not only a timeless philosophy but a powerful method to control your mind, find inner tranquility, and lead a meaningful life. Let's explore the Stoic secrets to making each day a truly peaceful journey. Welcome to Stoic Lessons, where we dive deep into profound life philosophies and valuable lessons to help you grow. Through these videos, you'll discover inspiring stories, essential skills for facing challenges, and mindsets that can guide you toward a meaningful life. In this video, we will explore the secrets to living in peace amidst a chaotic world. Join us as we embark on a journey of self-discovery and create positive changes in our lives. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest insights. And now, let's get started. In a world full of instability, upheaval, and anxiety, maintaining inner peace can feel like a significant challenge. External factors such as society, work, relationships, and even politics can easily shake our mood and hinder our ability to find peace. However, an ancient method can help us regain calmness amid the storm: Stoic philosophy. This philosophical system, founded by Zeno in the 3rd century BCE, has helped millions find inner strength, even in the harshest of circumstances. Stoicism is a school of philosophy that focuses on developing mental resilience, emotional control, and virtuous action. Stoic philosophers argue that we cannot control the events that occur in life, but we can control how we respond to them. Stoicism encourages us to live a life of virtue, filled with reason and calmness in all situations. One of the core principles of Stoicism is to differentiate between things we can control and things we cannot. This distinction can bring us relief when facing difficulties in life. In reality, there are many things beyond our control, such as the weather, how others treat us, or unexpected events. Stoicism teaches that we should not expend energy trying to change these things. Instead, we should accept this truth and focus on what we can control: our emotions, attitudes, and actions. When you accept that there are things beyond your control, you'll feel lighter and less swept away by negative emotions. This doesn't mean ignoring responsibilities or disregarding outcomes, but rather learning to let go of the things you cannot change and keeping your mind calm. Practicing emotional self-control. Stoicism doesn't advise us to avoid emotions, but rather to learn to control them and not let them dictate our actions. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Seneca emphasize that emotions are not things that happen to us but rather our reactions to events. If you feel angry, anxious, or frustrated, ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Will this emotion help me solve the problem, or will it only cause more suffering? When you realize that your emotions aren't direct responses to events but rather your judgments of those events, you can change your perspective and lessen the impact of negative emotions. For example, when faced with an unpleasant situation, instead of letting anger take control, you can ask yourself, is this really important? What can I learn from this situation? This not only helps you stay calm but also opens the opportunity for learning and growth. Focusing on the present. One of the key lessons of Stoic philosophy is living in the present. We cannot change the past, and we cannot predict the future. However, we can influence the present, what is the only moment truly within our control. Worrying about things that haven't happened or regretting past mistakes only drains us and takes our focus away. Stoicism teaches that instead of worrying about things we can't change, we should make the most of the present moment to live virtuously, work with passion, and appreciate what is happening right now. Remember that every moment of life is priceless, and only by living fully in the present can we truly experience peace. Facing difficulties and compassion. Stoicism is not only about maintaining peace in times of tranquility but also about how we face challenges. One of the fundamental principles is to accept suffering as a part of life. Stoic philosophers believe that hardships, losses, and challenges are unavoidable, but we can learn and grow from these experiences. When facing difficulties, instead of avoiding them or feeling pessimistic, Stoicism encourages us to view challenges as opportunities to cultivate resilience. Facing difficulties head-on without giving up will help you build mental strength and self-confidence. Moreover, during times of suffering or hardship, Stoicism also encourages practicing compassion and empathy. Rather than focusing solely on your own pain, extend your heart to understand and share the suffering of others. This not only soothes negative emotions but also helps us become more compassionate and humane. An important aspect of Stoic philosophy is living simply and with moderation. Stoic philosophers did not pursue wealth or material gratification but instead valued contentment with what they had. Seneca once said, "It's not what you have, but how you feel about what you have that matters." Living simply frees you from societal pressures and unnecessary spending. You won't be controlled by material desires or unrealistic ambitions. This brings freedom and peace of mind. Focus on what matters. One of the core principles of Stoicism is focusing on what truly matters. Spend time on meaningful relationships, take care of your physical and mental health, and develop your intellect. Don't let superficial things, shallow relationships, or tasks that don't provide long-term value disturb your peace of mind. Stoic philosophy teaches us that life is not about what we have, but how we live. When you learn to focus on what is essential and eliminate unnecessary distractions and anxieties, you will feel lighter and happier. Applying Stoic philosophy to daily life. To apply Stoic thinking in your everyday life, you don't need to make huge changes immediately. Instead, start by changing a few small but powerful habits in how you perceive and react to the world around you. Limit negative emotions. In difficult situations, instead of letting negative emotions take over, take a moment to pause and reflect. Practice the slow response method. When facing a stressful event, don't rush to react immediately. Instead, take a few seconds to evaluate the situation objectively, to see if your emotions are truly warranted. This practice not only helps you remain calm, but also enables you to make wiser decisions in tense situations. Use the premeditation of evils technique. This technique involves imagining the worst possible outcome in a given situation, but not to induce fear or disappointment. Instead, it's to mentally prepare yourself. For example, before an important meeting, you might imagine things going wrong, such as failing or not achieving the desired result. This is not to make you anxious but to help you accept uncertainty and build confidence in facing any situation. From the Stoic point of view, when you imagine the worst, you'll realize it's not as scary as it seems, and you will feel less anxious when the actual event occurs. This technique helps maintain inner peace when facing challenges. Practice the philosophy, remember you will die. One important Stoic principle is memento mori, which means, remember that you will die. Philosopher Marcus Aurelius used this principle to remind himself that life is finite and that everything can end at any time. Reminding yourself of the transience of life helps you reevaluate what truly matters and reduce unnecessary anxiety about trivial things. Memento mori is not a reminder to fear death but to appreciate the preciousness of time. When you live with an awareness of life's limitations, you will cherish the present moments more and focus on what really matters, rather than wasting time on pointless worries. Set the right goals and pursue them with a Stoic mindset. Stoicism teaches us that the goal of life is not to accumulate as much as possible, but to develop virtue and live rightly each day. Make sure that your goals are those that have long-term value, not just temporary material achievements. Setting goals can give you a clear direction in life, but always remember that the process towards those goals is more important than the result. As you pursue a goal, maintain patience and don't let failures or difficulties discourage you. What matters is what you learn along the way, not just the final destination. Remember that peace of mind doesn't come from achieving goals, but from learning and growing through each step. Stoic thinking and social relationships. An important aspect of life is social relationships. Stoicism doesn't encourage living a solitary life, on the contrary, you need to build meaningful relationships, but without becoming dependent on them. Stoic thinking helps you maintain emotional independence, without allowing relationships to control your emotions or decisions. Tolerance and acceptance of others. Stoicism teaches us that everyone has their own strengths and weaknesses. Instead of criticizing or resenting others for not doing things your way, learn to accept differences and be tolerant. Everyone has their own reasons for their actions, and we can't change them, we can only change how we respond. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything others do, but at least you can respect the differences and not get caught up in unnecessary arguments or conflicts. Remember, everyone is fighting battles you may not fully understand. Setting boundaries. A key Stoic principle is knowing how to set boundaries in relationships. This means you should not let anyone, whether friends or family, overpower you or excessively influence your emotions. Learning how to set boundaries is a way to protect your inner peace and maintain stability in your relationships. This doesn't mean you don't care or love others, it simply means you have the right to protect your own space and emotions. Live a meaningful life. Stoic philosophy helps us realize that life is not just about surviving, but about living meaningfully. Stoicism encourages us to cultivate virtue, face challenges with resilience, and live so that each day has value. Seeking meaning in life is not just about pursuing material achievements or fame, but living consciously and bringing value to ourselves and others. When you live with Stoic thinking, you will find peace in any circumstance. You won't be swept away by the storms of life, but instead, you will stand firm like a tree, unaffected by the winds. Stoic thinking in time management. One of the essential principles of Stoic philosophy is effective time management. In a world filled with busyness and stress, using time meaningfully is essential to living a peaceful life. Living by the principle of setting priorities. Stoicism teaches us how to face time and the priorities in our lives. One of the strongest pieces of advice is to set clear priorities and persistently pursue what matters most. You must decide what is most important to you and dedicate time to it. Instead of letting trivial things consume your time, learn to decline unnecessary requests or situations that only drain your energy and distract you. This means learning how to manage your attention. In a society where distractions are prevalent, phone calls, emails, messages, social media, etc., it is crucial to focus on one task without being interrupted. When you learn to give your full attention to your most important task, you will experience satisfaction and a sense of productivity, rather than chasing multiple tasks at once without achieving meaningful results. Practicing time minimalism. Stoicism encourages us to live simply and avoid waste, even in the use of time. Time minimalism does not mean doing fewer things but doing fewer unnecessary things and focusing only on what is valuable. Practicing time minimalism allows you to focus on important matters and, in turn, attain inner peace. To practice this, start by planning each day to focus only on the most important tasks. Avoid wasting time on things that are unnecessary, like worrying about things that haven't happened yet or caring about matters that don't concern you. Allow yourself to focus on things that bring real results and long-term value. Practicing the technique of living in the here and now. Stoic thinking also encourages us to live fully in each moment, rather than worrying about the future or reflecting on the past. One famous piece of advice from Stoic philosopher Epictetus is, do not let your mind wander to the past or the future, live fully in the present. This helps you avoid unnecessary anxiety and focus on what you can do right now. When you live completely in the present, you will experience tranquility and clarity in your mind. This does not mean you shouldn't plan for the future, but you should not let worries about the future or the past steal precious moments of the present. Stoic thinking in facing challenges. Stoic philosophy not only helps you live peacefully but also helps you face life's challenges with resilience. Stoicism does not teach you to avoid difficulties, but rather to confront and overcome them with fortitude and composure. Patience and perseverance. One of the key principles in Stoicism is patience. When faced with difficulties, instead of reacting hastily, you must learn to be patient, accept reality, and allow yourself enough time to find a solution. Stoicism teaches that not every situation requires immediate action. Sometimes, waiting and allowing yourself to soak in the situation before making a decision helps you find the most reasonable solution. Remember, in any situation, you can only control how you respond, not the external factors. Therefore, maintaining calmness and not panicking in difficult times will help you maintain inner peace. Facing pain and challenges. Stoicism never denies that life will involve pain, challenges, and failures. But instead of viewing them as bad things, Stoicism teaches you how to accept and learn from these difficulties. This philosophy helps you minimize mental suffering when facing life's challenges. In fact, pain is an inseparable part of growth. When facing a challenge, instead of focusing on negative feelings, find ways to learn from them. This does not mean you should rejoice when faced with pain or failure, but you can view them as opportunities for growth and development. Proactivity in change. A fundamental principle of Stoic thinking is proactivity in self-change. If you cannot change the world around you, at least you can change yourself to react better to circumstances. Instead of complaining about difficult situations, focus on finding solutions or developing the necessary skills to overcome the challenge. In any situation, remember that you always have control over yourself and your reactions. This helps you avoid falling into despair or feeling helpless when facing difficulties. Stoic thinking in social relationships. Social relationships are an essential part of our lives, and they can be a source of chaos or peace. Practicing Stoic thinking can help you build and maintain healthy relationships without being overly affected by negative emotions or excessive reactions. Self-control in relationships. One important principle of Stoicism is self-control in all actions, words, and reactions. When you face stressful situations in relationships, Stoic thinking encourages you not to let emotions take control and to stay calm. This helps you avoid impulsive actions or words that you might regret later. Instead of reacting strongly to unpleasant situations, take time to think carefully and find the appropriate way to behave. Stoicism also encourages you to view each relationship with an open mind, without judgment, and not to expect too much from others. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. Maintain your personal integrity and do not let changes in the relationship disturb your inner peace. Compassion and tolerance. Stoic thinking encourages compassion and tolerance towards others. In relationships, there will inevitably be times when you feel hurt or disagree with someone's actions. However, instead of becoming angry or rigid, you can choose to view them with compassion. This doesn't mean you agree with their wrong actions, but that you understand everyone has influences from their past or circumstances that lead them to act that way. Tolerance helps you minimize conflict and maintain harmonious relationships, free from anger or tension. This also helps you reduce stress and maintain mental calmness, even when others hurt you or do not treat you as you expect. Listening and understanding. One key element in relationships is listening and understanding. Stoicism advises you to always listen with an open heart, without judgment, and not to rush to conclusions. When you listen sincerely and understand others, you will find that the relationship becomes easier and less stressful. Listening is not just hearing what the other person says, but also understanding their emotions and needs. Stoicism teaches you to listen with compassion, knowing that everyone has their own story in difficulties. When you show understanding, you create a peaceful space in the relationship, where both you and the other person feel respected and understood. Living simply to achieve inner peace. Stoicism teaches us that one of the paths to inner peace is living simply, without allowing materialism or the complexities of life to dominate. In a modern world full of busyness and resource consumption, seeking a simpler lifestyle can help you free yourself from unnecessary burdens and find inner calm. Finding life's purpose. Living simply does not mean living in poverty or deprivation, but living with clear purpose and focusing only on the values that matter. Stoicism advises you to remove what is unnecessary from your life and focus only on what brings true happiness and meaning. This helps reduce stress, alleviate anxiety, and gives you a greater sense of purpose in life. Moderation and control of reason. One way to practice a simple life is to learn how to moderate desires and not let them control you. Sometimes, we chase material desires or goals that are not truly necessary, just to feel fuller in life. However, Stoic thinking encourages you to control reason and pursue only those things that bring true peace and happiness, rather than chasing temporary glory. Practicing enough. Stoicism not only teaches you to live a simple life, but also encourages you to practice knowing when enough is enough. This means you don't have to constantly seek something new or crave more. Learn to appreciate what you have and find joy in the presence of yourself. Learning to be satisfied with the present, without striving excessively for unnecessary things, helps you maintain peace and stability in life. Stoic thinking in self-care. An essential part of finding peace is self-care. Stoic thinking encourages you to value both physical and mental health, as they are the foundation for living calmly and effectively in every situation. Focusing on physical health. Stoicism teaches that health is one of the most important things in life. Keeping the body healthy helps you maintain energy and clarity to face any challenges. This includes not only physical exercise but also healthy eating and ensuring sufficient rest. Maintaining mental clarity. Peace comes not only from a healthy body but also from a strong mind. Stoicism advises you to practice self-reflection and introspection. This helps you reassess your values, goals in life, while also helping you maintain clarity and calmness in all circumstances. Conclusion. Applying Stoic thinking to daily life is a powerful method for dealing with challenges in the chaotic modern world. This mindset not only helps you maintain calm in stressful situations but also encourages the development of virtues and the building of a strong inner life. The peace that Stoicism brings is not about denying reality or avoiding difficulties, but about being able to view everything objectively and letting go of things beyond your control. By practicing self-control, tolerance, and simplification, you can minimize stress, increase satisfaction, and create a more balanced life. More importantly, Stoic thinking encourages each individual to understand their own value and the importance of living in alignment with the principles they believe in. By practicing this mindset, you will not only master yourself but also create a peaceful living space, regardless of the disruptions in the world around you. In all situations, always remember that true peace comes from managing and adjusting our own responses to external influences. Wishing you continued success and happiness on your journey.